Today on Judge Faith, cousins argue over money spent to plan a VIP birthday party that was canceled.
It was supposed to be for like 100 to 150 guests, and she did not want to have the party anymore.
We were out there trying to pop bottles. I mean, I'm throwing a party. I'm not trying to half-step to a party.
I'm gonna give you a moment right now to start telling the truth. Maybe you'll feel better about the situation.
And later, former members of a California-based coin club come to court over money made on the sale of valuable coins.
I had $5,000 to $6,000 of retail value in coins that I brought over there.
Tony has been banned from the coin club.
Kurt called me up frantic and said, I can't sell these coins for that much.
To this day, have you received any money for the coins?
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor, and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real, and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Ebony Spurrell says a defendant took money for a birthday party at a club, but refused to return the cash when the party was canceled. She's suing for money owed. Defendant Raquel Babs says she doesn't owe because the money went towards a non-refundable deposit and related expenses.
All rise. Court is in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, the litigants have been sworn in. This is a case of Spruill versus Babs.
Thank you, Juan. Ebony Spurrell,
Yes, Your Honor.
you are suing the defendant, Raquel Babs,
Yes, Your Honor.
for $300 you say she owes you. Money for a party that was canceled?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, tell me what's going on.
Raquel is my younger cousin. I've been knowing her since I was about 5 years old. We grew up together. She's my stepfather's niece. We were supposed to throw a Cancer Gemini party.
The two of you have birthdays that are around the same time?
Yes.
The party was for the two of you?
Yes,
Okay, have you thrown
together.
parties together before, ma'am?
No.
No.
First time?
This is the first time.
And when was your birthday?
June 17th.
June. Okay, and you are how old?
I'm 27.
And you are?
29.
All right, so the two of you known each other for a long time?
Yes, we
Yes.
have.
You're gonna have this party together, and what happens?
Well, she called me and we was talking on the phone, and she said she was throwing a party. So I was like, hey, well, we could throw it together. And she was like, well, yeah, it'll be cheaper. And she was talking about we was going to get VIP, and it was supposed to take up the whole floor, and we were supposed to get bottle service, and it was supposed to be for like 100 to 150 guests. And I gave her, $400 for the party.
You gave her $400 for what, and when did you do that?
I gave her $400. I don't remember exact date, but it was in May.
I purchased the car.
I gave her $400 towards the party.
Okay.
And
is that the only money you ever gave her for the party?
Yes.
And that was in May. The party was supposed to take place when? In June?
June 18th to be correct.
June 18th. And you're suing for $300 because you say you got $100 of that back, but you never got the rest of the money, and the party didn't take place?
Correct.
Okay. So she did give you $400?
Your Honor.
Yes or no?
No, she did not give me $400,
How much did she give you?
Your Honor. Me and my fiance.
How much money did she give you? I need you to answer that question.
She didn't give me no money, Your Honor.
You never got any money from her for the party?
No, I never got any money from her for the party.
So she's filed a lawsuit against you for $300, and it's completely trumped up altogether?
Your Honor, I never got a single dime from her for this party. What happened was me and my fiance purchased a car from her, though she was originally selling the car for $1,200. She was originally selling the car for $1,200. Me and my fiance gave her $800. With that being my close cousin, I have kids. She said, take your time with the $400.
Can you explain this to me? Where's the $400 coming from? You said, so there was a car she was selling for $1,200. You only paid $800, and the rest of the $400 was supposed to be used for the party. Is that
Correct.
it?
Yes.
Okay, so you got $400 for the party.
Yes, I got $400 for the
You're saying,
for the party.
okay, so she didn't give it to you, you just kept
like a credit. Like a credit towards the party.
Here we are, $400, that's what she's paid, technically. What'd you do with that money?
I put it towards the non-refundable deposit to hold the party.
At the club?
Yes.
And that deposit was non-refundable?
Yes, ma'am.
And did she know that you were putting a deposit down?
Yes, she
to hold
did.
the spot? Okay. And then the party ends up not happening. Do you want to tell me why?
The party that we were paying for was only for one bottle. We were out there trying to pop bottles. I mean, like, we're trying to have a party. We need a 3-tier cake. We needed the transportation to the party. I mean, I'm throwing a party. I'm not trying to half-step to a party. So a week prior to the event, and I don't have any, I'm already thinking,
you don't have enough money.
We don't have no money.
So who canceled it? You? Who decided not to have it?
I did.
You did?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you say happened?
She got into it with my stepfather when I called her, and she was telling me about it. I was just listening, and she stated that I wasn't family anymore. It was 3 days before the party, and she did not want to have the party anymore. She said, well, I don't care about the party anymore. I'll give you your money in 2 weeks, and that's the end of it. I'm not doing it. I thought she'll just get over it the next day. It's just, she just mad or whatever. She'll just get over it the next day. This is my cousin. We have our problems all the time. Mm-hmm. We goes through it all the time.
How much of a deposit did you pay to the club?
$500.
So you only put in $100 of your money and $400 of hers?
No, I would say I put $250 of my money and $250 of hers.
Well, where's the rest of her money then?
The rest of them, I gave her $100 back because she called me with this long drawn out.
You gave her, I need you to answer my question. Okay. So you gave her $100 back of the $400, and so you only put $250. Mm-hmm. Okay, the deposit was non-refundable. Are you aware of that?
No, I called the Grand SF and asked, can I put the reservation, switch it and take over the reservation?
Okay.
They told me that there was no reservation and they have no knowledge of a Raquel Babs.
Okay, is that true?
No, it's not true, Your Honor. I have my receipt for the deposit.
Well, let me see the receipt for the deposit. Did she show you the receipt?
No, she showed me nothing of anything. She
and you
told
called
me
the club and they said they didn't
wristbands...
know anything. This is a big club in your area in San Francisco?
Yes, it's downtown.
Who gave you this receipt?
The party coordinator.
At the Grand San Francisco?
Yes.
This is the kind of receipt they gave you?
That's the kind of receipt they gave me, Your Honor.
Who's the party coordinator's name? What's her name?
Her name is Michelle.
So if I call Michelle now, she's going to have a record that you paid a $500 deposit and that deposit was non-refundable?
Yes.
This should be simple. I'll call and verify what you say. If the deposit is non-refundable, case closed, right?
Okay.
Okay, we're in recess.
Coming up, more details are revealed concerning the canceled VIP birthday party.
Okay, so I called the club and I spoke to them. I'm going to give one of you an opportunity to tell me the truth because one of you lied.
And later, former Coin Club members disagree over the value of coins that were sold.
I had coins that high, and I decided to see about selling them.
What's going on with the coins and the money in the check?
Tony has been banned from the Coin Club.
How do you get banned from a coin club?
Plaintiff Ebony Spurrell says Raquel canceled the party but kept her money. She's suing for money owed. Defendant Raquel Babs says she doesn't owe because the money went towards a non-refundable deposit.
Okay, so I called the club and I spoke to them, and before I talk about the conversation I had, I'm going to give one of you an opportunity to tell me the truth because one of you lied. So who wants to speak right now?
Okay. Ebony claimed the day after, the party was scheduled the day after my birthday. She claimed that she still threw the party. She had an outfit and everything, and I didn't even have an outfit on the day of my birthday.
Okay, I don't care about anything you just said.
Oh.
Because what I'm talking about now is you told me that you paid a $500 deposit to the club and that deposit was non-refundable. And I called the club and I spoke to them, and the plaintiff is correct. They have no idea who you are. And as a matter of fact, I will quote them about this receipt. They said, we don't do drugstore receipts. That's what they said. They operate in invoices and contracts. Not only that, they said if you wanted to cancel, you could cancel up until the day before and get money back. So my question to you, Ms. Babs, is what did you do with the money? Because you didn't pay it to the club.
She bought her boyfriend a car.
Ms. Babs, you want to answer the question? What'd you do with the money?
I didn't have the money, Your Honor. I needed to make the money at work.
Okay.
You
brought in this bogus receipt, okay, that you forged because you made it up, and you wanted me to believe that you paid money to the club. I now know that you did not do that. So, what did you do with her money?
For gas and looking for venues for the club.
Okay. So why'd you fake this? You went so far as to fake this? To have me believe that you paid a non-refundable deposit, and this is your cousin? I'm gonna give you a moment right now to start telling the truth. Maybe you'll feel better about the situation.
Well, I went snooping on Facebook to see what was going on. I found out that she still threw a party.
Let me still have the party.
So this is her on June 18th, the day after my birthday. She already had, when I called to confide in her and let her know that I wasn't throwing a party, we didn't have any invitations, we didn't have nothing for the party, and I wasn't going to show up to a party looking a hot mess. She said, well, I had my outfit and I'm throwing the party anyway.
Well, how are you going to look a hot mess? You had an extra $400 to spend because you didn't give it to the club.
A mutual friend had posted on Facebook a video of her mother dancing, and I had commented on that, like, go, auntie. And she instantly jumped on there and started jumping down my back talking about, F you, that's not your auntie, give me my money, you B. She's been bashing me all over Facebook.
She's upset because you stole her money. She paid you back $100?
She sent her boyfriend and paid me $100.
And this is one of the worst receipts I've ever seen someone come into court and try to, can I keep this? I would like to keep this for my personal collection because I've had a number of receipts that people have brought in. Last time, they misspelled the name of the company. You spelled the name of the company right this time. But I'd like to keep this because this is probably one of the worst that I've seen. And you still haven't apologized to her and told her the truth about the situation. As a matter of fact, I guess you were going to stick with the story until the very end, until I called to verify. So now she knows the truth. $300 judgment in this case for the plaintiff.
We've got through worse things than this, so we'll move forward from here.
I feel like the truth has came out, and I feel good.
We're always interested in what you have to say about our cases. Write us with your thoughts or comments. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, or my Instagram. I look forward to hearing from you.
Plaintiff Tony Dower says he belonged to the same coin club as the defendants, and they owe him money for coins they agreed to sell for him. He's suing for the value of coins. Co-defendants Kirk and Susan Morrow say Tony overvalued his coins and then refused to accept a check for the coins they did sell for him or take back the coins they couldn't sell.
Tony Dower?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are suing the defendants Kirk Morrow and Susan Morrow for $4,600, the value of coins.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so tell me what's going on here. How do you know the Morrows?
Years ago, when a friend was in high school and he was looking at his coins, and I said, why are you looking at coins? He said, some are very valuable. So I did what he said. I looked at coins. I got complete collections. I brought those coins with me to Leisure World when we moved from a 3-bedroom house down to a little place in Leisure World, and it was called Laguna Woods later. And so I knew I had to get rid of them. I had stamps this high in boxes to get rid of, and I had coins that high, and I decided to see about selling them. I went to a couple.
So you've been collecting coins for a long time?
Since I was in high school, yes.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
What do you do, sir?
I'm a professional numismatist.
And what does that mean?
Well, it means a lot of things, but I evaluate coins at Laguna Woods Village.
You say that you gave the defendant certain coins to sell for you.
Yes.
And you also said over the last 10 years, he sold over $15,000 worth of coins for you.
That's right. Within a year of meeting him, I started selling coins to him, and he usually gave me a check right on the spot for the coins. Then a couple times I sold him something, and he gave me a check and said, hold it for a couple of days, and then you could cash it.
Okay.
So I've done that. So in the middle of November, I brought all the coins I could over to him. So I had $5,000 to $6,000 of retail value in coins that I brought over there, and I was willing to take less because I knew they would have to be less than what I paid for them in order for him to be able to sell them.
Mm-hmm. So he added up the price with you of the coins.
Oh, yes. The three
and the total
of us,
was what?
She gave me a check written out by her. I was to wait.
How much was the check for,
weeks.
sir?
$4,068. I have it right here, Your Honor.
$4,068. And you gave him what instructions, ma'am, about that check?
I wrote the check because Kirk asked me to write the check. He was dealing with Mr. Dower, so he will have to answer that question, ma'am.
What did you tell him about when to cash it?
I didn't tell him to cash it.
May I see the check?
You want the real one or the
No, both. I'll
copy?
take it. Thank you.
And so what ends up happening, sir? You're suing now because you say what happened.
I was told a couple days later after I had visited with them, and Kurt called me up frantic and said, I can't sell these coins for that much. I can't sell them for that much. And so that's the last I heard from him a while. And then I went to call him up and say, okay, is the check good now? Can I cash it? And he said, no, don't cash it. I've stopped payment on it.
So let me ask you something. To this day, have you received any money for the coins?
None.
And where are the coins?
He's got the coins.
Okay, let me hear from you, Mr. Morrow. What's going on with the coins and the money in the check?
Okay, Tony has been banned from the coin club.
How do you get banned from a coin club?
The head of the recreation department called me up and said either Tony goes or the coin club goes, because he was dealing with the residents of Laguna Woods Village, and they believed that he was taking advantage of the seniors.
Coming up on Judge Faith, the dispute over the coins gets more heated.
He told me there was over 4 ounces of gold in that box, and I took his word for it.
Do you have any proof besides this check that he wrote out to you that night for $4,000?
Plaintiff Tony Dower says the defendants owe him money for coins they agreed to sell for him. He's suing for the value of coins. Co-defendants Kirk and Susan Morrow say Tony overvalued the coins and is refusing to accept what the coins are actually worth.
He was giving them a dime or a nickel on the dollar for value of what the coins were actually worth, and jewelry.
Mr. Morrow, have
Yes,
you
ma'am.
sold the coins that Mr. Dower provided to you to sell?
Yes, ma'am, except for these.
These are the ones you have not sold?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, how much did you sell the coins for?
$22,1550.
Okay, so my question to you is, did you offer Mr. Dower the $22.15?
Yes.
Yes, he came in with a box of coins and said, here, okay? He told me there was over 4 ounces of gold in that box, and I took his word for it. Gold at that time was over $1,000 an ounce, barely, okay? Now, I went to a... Well,
But you gave him a check that night for
Yes, ma'am.
$4,000, and you're saying you just took his word that there were over 4 ounces of gold?
Yes, I've always taken Tony's word.
And so what ends up happening? There's not 4 ounces of gold in the coins he gave you?
There was a half an ounce of gold, and that was it.
Do you have any proof of what you gave him besides this check that he wrote out to you that night for $4,000?
You know, I wish I had written down every one of those coins that I brought in there, but I just trusted him. I had $5,000 or $6,000 worth of different coins.
Let me ask you
Please.
something. Over 10 years, you say you worked with him for over 10 years,
Yes.
and he sold over $15,000 worth of coins
Yes.
for you. Why do you think he's trying to stiff you out of $1,500, $2,000 right now? What's the motivation for that?
Coming up, Judge Faith rules. And now, Judge Faith rules.
If you want to prove to me that he owes you more than what he's saying he sold the coins for, you have to prove to me what you gave him. Anything to substantiate what you gave him. Did you have him sign off on anything when you gave him the coins? Because now it's one person's word against another.
No, because
of course not, because he was your friend and you trusted him. But now we're not in friendship court now. We're in court where you have to come in with your evidence to prove your case. This is someone that you've done business with over the course of a decade. I don't find that what he's saying is unreasonable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order the defendant to turn over that check for $2,215 to you in addition to the remaining coins, and that is going to equal the total amount that I find that he owes for you in this case. Judgment in this case for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The Recreation Department will not allow him back there anymore to do this. I'm not doing anything with coins anymore. I don't know what I'll do with these coins that I got returned because he couldn't get his price for them.
It's a necessary service for the residents at Laguna Woods Village, because these people need somebody like me to help them.
If you or someone you know has a dispute, don't take the law into your own hands. Let Judge Faith rule on it for you. To submit your case, go to judgefaith.com and tell us your story. See you in court.